Hi, this is TechMeter, my AI201 project 3. It classifies Hacker News comments into three discourse quality labels: the evidence-based, reasoned opinion, and low substance. And you can see my label taxonomy here. I think the main hard boundary is between evidence and opinion, because a specific sounding comment is not evidence-based unless the detail actually supports the claim. So let's jump into the code here. I collected the public Hacker News comments through the Hacker News Search API and labeled 240 examples. I used JSON-L as the source of truth format because community comments can contain commas, quotes, URLs, and new lines, which are easier to preserve safety as one JSON object per line, as mentioned during the lab class. And for Cross Collab Notebook, I exported a temporary two-column CSV, but the review dataset in the repo stays JSON-L. And this is the labeled ones. I manually labeled the three tabs here. You can see them. I used DistillBird based uncased in the Starter Collab notebook, and I kept the default hyperparameters because if I change all of those things, this is a small subjective dataset. So this will make the evaluation harder to interpret. Here are the evaluation results on the test set. The zero-shot grok baseline reached 58.3% accuracy, and my fine-tuned DistillBird only got 41.7%, so it performed worse than the baseline. The per-class matrix here shows why. I think the fine-tuned model has zero precision, zero recall, and zero F1 for low substance label. The confusion matrix makes the pattern clear. It never predicted low substance. All 8 true low substance examples were predicted as evidence-based here. So the model learned a bad shortcut. Technical or specific sounding Hacker News language often looked like evidence, even when the comment had no real argument. And let's jump to the end of the collab here. I've added an extra section 7 to show some specific examples. First, this one was predicted as evidence-based with confidence 0.354, and this one, reasoned opinion. This one, evidence-based. This one is evidence-based as well. A correct example is the benchmark critique, I think. This is reasonable because the comment gives a concrete methodological problem. It says cold start latency is being compared against warm runs, so the two measurements are not measuring the same thing. That's a specific and checkable reason. And I think this one tends to be incorrect. It should be low substance because it is only an unsupported dismissal. The model predicted evidence-based, which matches the border failure pattern from the confusion matrix. It overweights Hacker News style and confident wording, and it underlines what unsupported comments look like. And finally, go to the reflection part. The main thing I learned is that fine-tuning did not automatically teach the taxonomy I intended. The model partially separated evidence from reasoned opinion, but it collapsed low substance into evidence-based. To improve it, I will collect more hard negative examples, short or dismissive comments that mention technical topics, but still do not contain reusable reasoning. And I will also use JSON file, which means I will add more examples where numbers, links, or tool names are decorative rather than real evidence.